Hello people, this is Cosito14. I'm going to talk about my first movie review, and I decided to do it on Transformers Dark of the Moon. Now, Transformers Dark of the Moon is probably the best action movie I have watched in my life. And for those of you who don't like it for some reason, fuck you. I'm serious, fuck you if you don't like it. If you don't want to hear me saying like, oh, this is because of this is a good movie, then fuck off. If you don't want to watch this video, then fuck off. Don't badmouth any comments in here, right? Okay, back to the review. It's been a few years later after Revenge of the Fallen. They started off on the moon landing site. Well, how did the astronauts landed in the moon back in those days? Well, President Kennedy was still, president. And it was pretty good on how they tied in with the real life shit to the Transformers story into it. Like when they were cut off for 20 minutes and then they come back on and they're leaving the moon now. And they use that 20 minutes to investigate the ship that crashed on the moon, called the Ark, which was full of dead Autobots. And pretty much it was really good. And then they brought some sort of Cybertronian technology back to Earth, which was hidden away many years later until some, I would like to say Arab guys took it. But yeah, now we get to the here and now. Sam has a new girlfriend, because since Michael Bay got rid of Megan Fox, they got Rosie Huntington. I thought she was gonna replace Megan Fox's character as Michaela, but they decided she plays a different character and as Sam's new girlfriend, which is pretty impressive. But my friend, he's like, I don't like Rosie Huntington. I go, why? Because her lips are too big. If you want to kiss her, her big lips will suck your face out. I'm like, oh, dude, just. But yeah, that's what my friend thinks about Rosie Huntington, her big lips. But yeah, she does a decent job. Her acting is pretty good, and even for her first time too. So yeah, good job. Now they introduced Wheelie back. I didn't know where he was after they went to the pyramids. He was just randomly gone in the rest of the whole movie, and then he's back in the third one, and he's got a partner named Brains. He transformed into this laptop or whatever, which is pretty good. But yeah, enough about them. Well, they're just funny. They like the entertainment at times. But we get to this. The Autobots go to this country. I forgot what it was called. But they introduce Mirage, also known as Dino, who transformed into a Ferrari, which is pretty cool. For some reason, he reminds me of Ezio from Assassin's Creed. From 2 to Brotherhood and Revelations, Ezio. He just does, maybe because of the accent. But yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. He's like a fucking ninja at times. And it's cool that the Autobots, they can use their guns while in vehicle form. And pretty much they call it stealth mode. Since they're still in disguise, but they can attack the enemies while they're in vehicle form. But yeah, later on, this big driller thing interrupts the Nest soldiers from getting the Cybertronium technology, which was also the same technology that the astronauts brought from the moon. And the driller was owned by none other than Shockwave. When I first saw him in the trailer, I never forget that face. I never forget that face, I swear to God. he was one of my favorite Decepticons. And he was also voice acted by Frank Welker, the original Megatron. I don't know why, but pretty much he has so many roles in this movie of different Decepticons, but he can't play as himself as Megatron. It's just kind of weird. But anyway, back to the story. Yeah, and so pretty much Shockwave, he doesn't do much. He just sits on his ass and tells the driller, yeah, just go kill the Autobots, which I find very disappointing, so that's kind of a negative about that. And there's something that actually I hear from my ears during the movie, because when the driller comes out and Optimus is driving in, this is the same scene. It hits Optimus and then he makes this weird noise. A lot of people been noticing in this scene. Like it's like if they hit Peter Cullen with a taser. If you know what I mean. He sounds like a rah 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 some shit. I don't know, like he's drunk or some shit, which is pretty funny for me. But yeah, that week, and so this government lady, I forgot her name, tells Optimus Prime, well, try to talk to him, but he's in a shitty mood. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. And Ironhide had to come in there and tell him to talk to her over his fucking, I don't know. For some reason he just listens to Ironhide. And Optimus is like, you lied to us and all that. Well then, you're supposed to tell us everything that you know about us. And then they send in the astronauts that came in.